Hi, just wishing you a pleasant Saturday afternoon, and I wanted to tell you a little something I've got going on for 3oaks1.com. That's my website, and I have all this information and stuff on the website, but my genealogy turned out to have 25 plus kings. I want to say 30, but I didn't do the ladies. Somebody wants to do it. I get enough to where it's outstanding that you should do the research, because I'm not a genealogist, but I have 143 IQ, so I did a good job. You'll find that I have 25 plus kings in my genealogy. A lot of them are grandfathers. And France, with my birthmarks, and show and go back to Edward I, and then I got like tons of nobility through the Booth name. The Booth name is noted to have engineered weddings just so they could have all the nobility in Europe in their blood, in their family. So the Booth name is kind of special in that sense. George Booth earned the peership. From there, all the nobility went on. But the ladies to these kings are probably princesses, some of them from other, political weddings and things. So 25, 30 kings in my bloodline, and it's the Frankish throne. It goes back to William the Conqueror, you see, from Edward I. Anybody can do it. And then from there all the way back through, the Merovingian. There's several family names that come out of the Merovingian. And my family name is not in the Merovingian list that I know of. Booth isn't. But oddly enough, after having listen to me now, a past life regression issue. I'm a super empath. I'm a Heyoka. I was born on September 23rd, which is right in the crest where you're masculine and feminine. And Heyoka was also noted to be a balance of that, masculine and feminine. And it's really not just that, but I saw the Thunderbird like 4 times, or maybe 4 times at least 4 times. Different forms too. I couldn't really tell you exactly, just off the top of the head, all the forms, but I remember several different forms of the Thunderbird. Even the Fire Phoenix came out of the sky in a flame and went through my body. Kind of one of them experiences that you have, clairvoyant type experience. And what came to mind was being baptized by fire. This Firebird, this immortal Firebird, came down and went through my body, kind of like just when I had faith enough to I just rolled over and I said, there you are, here I am. I'm still doing this nap or whatever I'm doing. About the time I had seen the vision, felt its presence, I said, I'm just going to go ahead and roll over. So this Phoenix, I could see it in my mind, just like if you was checking into that realm, and it just came down and went through my body. I think I remember feeling something, but I'm not sure if I felt anything at all, really. But I thought of being baptized by fire. Right after that, listen to me. Right after that, it kind of got like a showerish spring feeling, where you could just be the sun shining, but it was still wanting to rain. And look, splat, when I stepped around and looked my head out the window, splat, water hit and blapped me right off the first lick it made on the top of the door frame. The rest of it went through, hit me right between the eyes. I said, maybe that's all symptoms of being baptized by fire the way that bird did. But the Thunderbird, 4 times at least, different forms. I'm an Heyoka empath, and I had a past life regression thing go on when I was maybe 19 or 20 years old. From there, from the 19 or 20-year-old experience, that a teacher told me that I was the Messiah, and then another girl had been psychologically tested for psychic ability, and she was a top of the line, a reincarnationist. She said I was a priest and I was a king somewhere 2,000 years ago in the Middle East. That's Jesus, just like the other one said I was the Messiah. So I looked all the way back. My actual bloodline would come from Tamara, that married Mary Magdalene's daughter, that married a Merovingian king. Childeric III, listen to me now, Childeric III was the first king deposed by the Catholic Church after commission of proven forgery. No king has ever stood up and said, something went on that needs to be fixed. Common law has it that if something directly affected like that gets discovered after a forgery is proven, that has to be fixed. That has to be fixed. I could have France back under the throne, and I could have France back, listen to me, before the Magna Carta, before John, one of my forefathers, probably a grandfather, John, King John, you can trace it all the way back. King John signed the Magna Carta. I think he was one of my grandfathers, for real. So those type kings are my grandfathers all the way back to the Merovingians. That also puts the sea beast that raped Meravi's mother. Meravi was supposed to be half of whatever it was that raped her when Dad took her to the beach. Some kind of a sea beast. I don't know, but people say that they think it was the Neptune. That there's legend that it was probably Neptune or Poseidon, a different name for Neptune, king of Atlantis, came up out of the sea and raped the princess that Meravi, King Meravi. And after that, 4 of those kings had birthmarks on their chest of crosses. That was either on their chest or on their back near their heart. And mine is on the right arm, which is the other part of the elven birthmark. They call it the witch's mark. The Cain birthmark, Lucifer's genes. But the funny part is, the other side of that is Mary Magdalene's daughter being purportedly married to a Merovingian king, Tamara, Tamara. There's a really good chance my lines go way back there. I would be a reincarnation of my own bloodline. If I was Jesus and Mary Magdalene had that baby, I would still be surviving from then. I have the birthmark on my right arm and on my head. It's cherry red. Well, it's not cherry red, but it's red like the mark that's on the Merovingian kings. Listen to me now. It's red, the one on my head, like the one that's on their heart. Okay, so I'm Robert Edward Booth too, right? 666. Right or wrong? Robert Edward Booth with an E at the end, silent. So by the time you do that and take my birth date, September 23rd, they did an entire study on why September 23rd was important to prophecy. Well, the other prophecies, the Merlin prophecies and things like that, talk about kings and things. I think I'm one of those kings, the one that's a scavenger, because I got on Social Security when I was young because of that experience. So, you know, and the thief of the night thing would pan out because I got caught stealing some, but I was on Social Security. I'm sorry. I plead innocent. I mean, I told them who I was. They shot me down. So I finally went out and proved it, right? I finally went out and did all my genealogy and got it ready for everybody. You know, here's the file. So I got all that stuff trapped. I got my Booth name at least done completely. And I'm Robert Edward Booth. I should be the king of France. I'm 57. My IQ's 143. Last tested. And that's unofficial, but I did the test at the library, so I got 143. And then I went to college all the way up to about 7 or 8 classes. I think they told me I had 8 classes to get a computer degree and the highest paying job in America. I got like 8 classes to finish the highest degree you can get in computer science. 8 classes. That ain't bad either. I was thinking about some girl I was in love with. I should be worth it. But look, I got all those credentials. A guy named Bourbon is the pretending king of France. I don't know why he hasn't taken the throne. I don't really know why he hasn't taken the throne. If he's the pretending king, I would have already made the, somebody needs to fix that. All the way back to the Magna Carta thing, all the way before that, because whatever got damaged, Salic laws were taken out by kings that wouldn't have been in position if Childeric III was not deposed. Now, I rest my case. If you took down Childeric III, you owe the throne to the oldest of the most capable and oldest of the bloodline, the male one. That would be me, Robert Edward Booth, September 23rd.